Good morning. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD and GBPUSD and come up with trade ideas for the day. So let's jump right into it. Looking at Forex Factory, today we have news for the pound, monetary policy report, and all of these, and then official bank rate. I think this will be the key one. And then for the US, we have another medium impact, which is JOLTS job openings. That's at 3 p.m. Unemployment claims as well at 1:30. So we do have a fair bit of news today. So there should be a bit of movement and volatility in the markets. So let's jump onto the charts and let's see. So looking at the Euro USD, starting on the daily. Okay, so we broke structure. We have a strong push up. This is the origin of the strong push, which resulted in an internal and swing break of structure. So expectation is that price is going to pull back to the origin of the move. Okay, so as we can see, price is already pulling back. Okay, so the expectation has been like for these past couple of days, I've been saying that we're expecting price to come down at least to mitigate this demand. Okay, now whether it mitigates and then shoots off, that remains to be seen, but the expectation is that as of now we are currently in a bearish pullback scenario. Okay, and then for the 4 hour, price failed to reach this 4-hour supply on the Euro USD, but however we have been breaking fractal structure to the downside, so the expectation is that we will continue to push down until we mitigate this 4-hour demand at the proximal of the daily, right? Or if this fails, then it will continue until we mitigate this extreme. Okay, and then if the internal trend on the 4 hours to continue from here, or the daily trend is to resume, then this could be an area where that could happen. Okay, this is an area where that could happen. If this is to fail, then we still have this demand right at the bottom, which has these nested areas where we could expect price to react from. However, these areas are not quite as strong. Okay, possibly though, if this fails, this might be a liquidity grab, maybe to reach into this area. Okay, so you can see it as strong imbalance candles. Okay, and it's still fresh. Okay, it has not yet been mitigated. So that could be an expectation that if this fails, then it could just be a liquidity grab to tap into this area before price then resumes the bullish trend, if the bullish trend is to continue. Okay, so that's what we have on the 4 hour. So we are pretty much very bearish. Okay, very bearish. And then on the 1 hour, excuse me, on the 1 hour we have all right, so 1 hour swing is switched bearish. Okay, right there when we broke structure to the downside, and this has been my pretty much internal range. Okay, and could put that as well as part of the internal range. We have resting liquidity up there, which is why I was expecting price to mitigate and then drop. However, it didn't even reach the POI, and then we had this internal break of structure. Okay, which suggested that we are sort of bullish. Okay, so which is why also that was another reason why I would be expecting price to continue bullish to at least mitigate this for our supply before price switches bearish. However, we did not reach the supply. How we just got into the premium of the range. Okay, we mitigated the premium of the range, and then that was enough to switch price bearish. So as of now, the expectation would be that this low, okay, this internal weak low, is going to fail. Okay, it's going to be broken. Okay, that is the expectation now, that this internal low is going to be broken. And then when that happens, then we'll have POIs right there, and then maybe somewhere here, and then all of this has been mitigated. All right, everything else up here has been mitigated, so this is the only area that's not been mitigated. Okay, so I'll mark this up. So that's 1 hour. Okay, so that's the only area that has not been that hasn't been mitigated. Okay, so this one I'm expecting it to fail. Okay, I'm expecting it to fail, just as we expect this weak internal low to also fail. Okay, to also fail. So this is what we have on the Euro USD. So we are bearish. Okay, so we are bearish. So the expectation is this will fail first, and then either price comes up to the top or comes out to this area, right? If we create an imbalance, and then we'll be looking for shorts from there. Okay, all the while the expectation being that we have in this daily demand, okay, in this 4 hour and this nested 1 hour. Okay, so this is the decisional area that led to the break of structure. Okay, so that is an area where we can then expect to see price come down to, okay, to react before maybe turning and then resuming the bullish uptrend. So that's it for the Euro USD. So now looking onto the pound, just clear this. So looking onto the pound, all right, so looking onto the pound, this is the same thing. Okay, this is the same thing we are looking at. We've had a break of structure, swing structure on the daily, break of internal structure on the daily, strong push up, 1 2 3 4 extended range candles, overextension, so we expect a pullback, and as you can see, price is pulling back. Okay, so as of yesterday, price pulled back into this imbalance like we were saying, and mitigated the imbalance, and then now we're seeing a strong reaction to the downside. So expectation is still the same, expecting price to drop all the way to this demand. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting. Okay, and price looks like it's gonna be able to do that. Okay, it's likely going to be able to do that because we're expecting price to return to the origin of the move. Okay, then 4H. Right, 4 hour, same thing. We broke structure to the upside with an extended push, and then internal, we are now breaking structure to the downside. Okay, so our internal has switched bearish. All right, so let me just mark these internal ranges. on the 4 hour. Right, call them internal breaks of structure. Okay, so on the pound, we did mitigate this 4 hour supply, and from there we had the strong reaction. Okay, from that supply we've had that strong reaction. Okay, right. So right now we've broken structure. What's the low here? 136.434. 434.426. Okay, so this is a fractal structure here. So we do have, okay, as you can see, this low is higher than that, so we have a fractal pullback and then that continuation. Okay, so that makes that a supply area. Okay, so that's supply for hour, and then we have this supply right there. Okay, so expectation still the same. We expect price, now that we've broken structure, price could consolidate, right, or come up and then push down, or it could just continue. This is it's a fractal structure, but depending on how price moves, we might get a reaction and then maybe push all the way down into discount close to this daily demand area. Okay, close to those daily demand areas. So that's how price is looking at the moment. So looking at the 1 hour, we have had an internal break of structure again, bearish. All right, so as you can see that because of the higher time frame trend, which is bearish, the switch bullish was just temporary, and then we're just going to resume the bearish trend. So those demand areas have failed. They were never strong to begin with, but okay, so this is what we have. So shorts all the way. So expectation would be price will come back to mitigate, and then we can then look for shorts. Okay, this is a fractal area. Okay, so we have our 1 hour supply right there. Okay, so that's my 1 hour supply, and then of course all the way right up there at the top. Okay, so this is what we have. So the expectation is price will continue, right, possibly mitigate, and then continue all the way down until we reach this POI. Okay, then we can start thinking about, okay, we are now in discount, possible area to look for longs. Ideally though, we should mitigate the daily POI. Okay, that would be ideal. If not, we still have these structure areas demand zones where price could react from. Okay, so that is the analysis for the pound and the euro USD. So we're pretty much bearish, still in that pullback phase. So we're expecting price to continue dropping all the way until we mitigate at least the first daily demand on both the pound and the euro USD. So if you find value in this analysis and these trade ideas, please hit the like and subscribe. We do this every weekday. And yeah, leave a comment if you are finding value in this. And otherwise, thank you for watching and have a good day. Working Trader out.